It was a peaceful night, a Thursday. I was just drying my hair after taking a shower and checking my class chat as usual. It's senior year, and we are a very close group of friends. Suddenly, a friend shared a leaked school email that announced the suspension of all in-person classes, and that everything will go full online by next Tuesday until further notice due to COVID-19. By the looks of the text, some were upset, others still couldn't believe it because that would mean we'll be the first school in Mexico to close. I mean, there are some schools from other countries that are already doing this, but here in Mexico, at the other side of the world from the infection outbreak, we hadn't considered for a second that we would also share the same reality. Still, we decided to take it as true and to organize a small party that we named the Last Supper, just in case of the worst. Next day, each classmate brought either soda, chips, brownies, pizza, and even some home-cooked meals. The beginning was nice, us trying to push aside the facts and be with each other. It was at the very middle of the party where the principal came in our classroom, and without saying a word about the party, he confirmed that the leaked mail was true. It was a bittersweet realization. I think the part that scared us was not knowing if we'll see each other or even have our graduation party. Most of us are planning on moving to different states to study, and we graduate at the end of May. We were hoping to cherish our last days together before departing our ways, but now, that just kind of vanished. That was half a month ago, and even though we have virtual sessions, it's still very hard for my friends and I to find comfort with what we have. Some of us are dealing with mental health issues like depression or anxiety, and some of us are facing domestic abuse in our homes. The isolation doesn't help. The lack of physical contact has put a great weight over my friends and I. I have depression and generalized anxiety disorder, and has caused some of us to create some sort of coping mechanism like comfort foods, Netflix, or going back to old bad habits like procrastinating. One of our love teachers, a psychologist, thankfully noticed this, and in an attempt to help us cope with the situation, has modified her classes to always have this group therapy session. Instead of doing the usual, the teacher suggested that we used a bit of spare time to just talk to each other. At first, it was more venting and letting all our emotions out. I won't say it was pretty, but it was necessary in order for everyone to get onto the same page and feel like they had a voice. Since she's a psychologist, she had a pretty good management of our venting. Kind of like a group session, where each one has their moment to speak what they are living and feeling. No discussion, just listening and understanding. That was the first half of our first session. After all that venting, it kind of just went from there. I realized that talking takes out some weight from your shoulders, leaving you with strength to cope with what's left. My teacher proceeded to say a general conclusion of what everyone was feeling, and then gave us a speech on how it was okay to feel affected by this, and how proud she was about the level of trust we had on each other. She thanked us for our trust and told us that the next session would be more fruitful now that she had all our perspectives. After that, she said to hang in there and to not forget that she's there if we need it. The next session was my favorite. She let us bring our pets to screen and have them as fluffy support. It was nice. Now it was only optional to talk, the teacher being a moderator. One could talk, have feedback or understanding back from others, always with respect and with healthy advice from our teacher. Of course, she wouldn't just let a harmful advice be said. It felt like talking on a cafeteria table with the teacher just being there, not to control us, but to guide us into canalizing our emotions, and sometimes give us advice properly backed up with resources and information. I remember she had this way of saying the blunt truth with a touch of love. I think that's what most of us needed. Not sugar-coated words, but saying, hey, it's bad, but here's what we can do with what we have. The following sessions were similar, having a comforting moment, sharing, then discussing it en group, clearing doubts, and everyone sharing sincere, kind words to each other in the end. For outsiders, it may sound dumb having a bunch of pre-college students talking about their feelings, but I'm so grateful she did that because it really helped some of my friends to deal with their depression and has motivated the rest of us to be a closer group and to seek for other ways, healthier ways, to cope with isolation like video chats, phone calls, sharing our feelings and being there for each other, even if not physically possible. I'm not saying that I feel happy now, because I still miss my friends, and I'm still dealing with my mental health. But I guess this couple of weeks have taught me that situations like the COVID-19 can still open up opportunities. In my case, it brought our class even closer, and in many ways helped us to acknowledge many sides of ourselves and how to healthily deal with them with the help of others. I found that there's so much to do even inside my home. And I have even started a self-care routine, as well as a certain time to just talk with my friends about our feelings. We know that things can be pretty bad, and that they may still go for a long time, that we have to say goodbye to many things that a couple of months ago we would have considered normal, such as going to school, hanging out, or having a graduation party. But I guess being apart, having that real division of not being able to just hug someone when you want to, has painfully, but necessarily, made us notice the great friendship we share and have the closure we need when time comes to go separate ways. Things change, people change. Situations may bring the best or the worst of us, and we may suffer because of it. But we must persist, help others remain strong in order to move on with life and with ourselves. This video is supported by Betterhelp, an online platform which gives you access to a wide array of licensed therapists to talk to. It's an effective, convenient way to get help with many issues you might be facing without having to get out of the comfort of your home. Get help with stress, anxiety, depression, relationships, anger management, family, conflicts, self-esteem, and many other life challenges. Also, if you use the link on the screen, you will get a 10% discount on your order and really help us make more videos for people who are facing difficult life challenges. Thank you for watching.